What's good, YouTube? Today I want to go over the trades that I took today. Today's date is Tuesday the 21st, October 25. I traded 3 stocks. I want to go over all 3 of these trades with you guys today. So let's get into it. So number one, I want to try to explain why I actually took these trades. And in order for me to do so, I have to go back to a stock that ran over the weekend. So this is pretty much an experiment that seems to be working. So if we go back to October the 17th on FGI, this is a stock that ran in after hours. This is a stock that ran in after hours, right? This stock went from $5.40 to $8 in 5 minutes. This is a 5-minute candle. And this stock closed, I don't remember how much percent this closed on that current day, but it closed really high and obviously made a big move from where the stock initially ended the day at 489 to 651, you know, by the time pre-market opened the next day. So my theory was, if this thing made such a massive move after hours when there's less people trading, there's less people active and all that stuff, my theory is that when market opens, those people who missed out previously, they're going to want to make some money on this at pre-market open. This is 4 a.m. right? So after realizing that the stock went in one candle, you know, $3 and then continued to go up and then close high, this was the highest after hours gapper on Friday. So I had this on my mind to trade it on Monday at market open, 3 a.m. Now you might be asking yourself, why am I getting up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. rather? It's 3 a.m. for me. I'm an hour behind EST. You might be asking yourself, why am I getting up so early to trade when, you know, the market actually opens at 9:30? So this is a part of my strategy. Something that I've been realizing is that most of the moves these days are happening in pre-market, and then at market open everything just dies. It just sells off. And I don't know about anybody else, but for me that's pretty annoying. That's pretty annoying when you have, you know, 10 stocks on your watch list that are doing great in pre-market, and then when the market opens they just fall over on their face. That's not fun for me, right? That's not cool, right? Feels like I wasted my time. So I've devised a strategy. I'm still building the strategy, to be honest, of watching the closing for after hours and seeing what the highest stocks are, and pretty much getting up at 3 a.m. to try and get a continuation run. Now in this case it did work. Obviously the stock, you know, has to be up a certain amount of percent, has to be up a certain amount of dollars, has to be up, you know, certain criteria have to be met. As of this very moment, I haven't figured out exactly what those criteria are. I haven't have them set in stone. I'm kind of just working off of what I think is going to happen, not based off emotion but logically, but I just haven't wrote anything in stone as yet. But this was the very first test, so to speak, of this strategy to prove that it actually works. So over here this was Friday, over here this is Monday morning, Monday 3 a.m. after hours and pre-market. So just wanted to give you a little intro into why I took these trades. So let's go into the actual trades that I took. So first of all, as you can see my P&L, it says I'm up $519 and I traded 54 shares, account value is $1,660, right? Now, we're gonna go over these trades. So let's go to close positions actually. I'm gonna pull this up right here for now. And let's pull up the chart that we traded, or that I traded. So I traded, the first trade was ATMV. And this is pretty much using the exact same strategy that I just talked about. This was Monday. This was on Monday. So Monday, after hours, this thing made a massive run. Incredible run from $9 all the way to 25. These are 5-minute candles, guys. This is insane. This is the type of stock that could blow you up or fucking, you know, make you $100 million. You decide, right? So I wanted to test this theory that I've been coming up with in my head and actually take some trades on it. Now, that's exactly what I did. So it closed high on Monday, and after hours it closed high and made a massive move. And I thought to myself, okay, after hours, not a lot of volume, limited buying power, all type of shit. Pre-market should do something just as great, if not better. So I hopped in this stock here. Let's go in the 1-minute time frame. I hopped in this stock here. Actually hopped in prior. I held my shares overnight. So I hopped in this stock actually at 1480. So at 1480 is where I got in this stock. Somewhere here. Somewhere along these lines. And immediately I went into drawdown. I entered the trade at 1959. 1959. Yeah. No, that's not correct. Sorry. All right, whatever. I entered a trade somewhere in here because I remember going into drawdown immediately after. So I entered the trade like somewhere here, right here. And I held it. It was only 50 shares. I held it. As I said, I was believing in my strategy. I was going to hold it. I was going to see what happens next. I immediately went into drawdown about $60. As you can see, this thing is moving. It's moving like 40 cents, you know, in 40-cent increments. So it's moving. So I went to about $60 worth of drawdown like immediately after these few candles. And then I went up about $35. When market closed officially, fully, I was up $35. I can actually put a screenshot somewhere on the screen here. Hold on. Okay, so the screenshot, I actually didn't get the screenshot at exactly 35. I screenshotted it before, but prior to market closing, as you can see right here, I was up $20, but it actually went up to 35, right? So when the market fully closed, like officially, as you can see, it was up here. My entry was like down here, 1480, somewhere here. So I was up about $35 at market close. I went to bed, set my alarm to get up on time to wake up back at 3 a.m. in the morning, so I could be here for this pre-market trade, right? So I got in here. So yeah, so again, I got in right here, somewhere right here. I wish I had a drawing tool, but I don't. And I should be, I can remove all these lines now. I can just do this. So I got in right here, somewhere here. And as you can see, I exited the trade up here. Now, tradeZero doesn't do a very good job at displaying tools. It doesn't have the best drawing tools and stuff like that. So I might just use TradingView to show you exactly what I'm showing you. But again, the issue with TradingView is, problem with TradingView is that if you don't pay for it, it doesn't show you the full market data, so the chart won't look as full. But I will show it to you regardless. So let's do this real quick. So ATMV, let's go. So let's punch in the data. So this is back where I traded it. My entry again was 1480. I think I have a lock on this. Yeah, 1480. I entered at 1480 on this candle here. So let's do that real quick. Coordinates 1480. Or better yet, I should just use the actual tool, the measuring tool. So my entry, again, my entry was 1480, and I got out at 1870. 18.70. Boom. Risk, we'll ignore the risk for now because, you know, obviously in stocks we don't really use physical stops, we use mental stops. But this is pretty much what my trade looked like. I'm gonna put it on a 5-minute time frame so it'll still show some data. So I got in down here from the previous day over here at 1480, and I got out up here. So essentially, you could do the math. I technically made 4 times what I actually went in with. So if you do the math, if you're getting at 1480 and you got out at 18.70, 14.80 minus 18.70, essentially you made $4 or $3.9. You made $3.90 on your return, and that was on 50 shares. So 3.9 times 50, which would equal to 195, which is exactly what we made on the stock, right? So it was a mega trade. It was a really, really, really good trade. And I actually do have a live trading archive. I recorded this trade live, so I can actually play it back for you guys. And I'll probably put that in the video somewhere with the live trading archive. Actually, let me get it right now, actually. Yep, so this is the live trading archive. This is me. The market is almost about to open. Boom. We're watching it, boom. As you can see, it actually gapped down, right, from where it actually closed. And this whole time I was trying to sell. I was trying to sell this stock for like forever long. And I couldn't sell, I couldn't get out. Because I don't actually trade pre-market. This is not something that I typically do. I don't trade pre-market. I usually just trade market open. So my hotkeys aren't set up to exit on market open, right? I'm sorry, in pre-markets and after hours. I don't trade those times. So my hotkeys pretty much weren't working. I was able to buy the stock because I always buy a limit, but I wasn't able to get out because I don't typically get out on a limit order. I typically get out on a market order. So this whole time I'm still in the stock. I'm literally still inside the stock right now. You can see my price is fluctuating right here. It's up. I'm up $171. I'm up $184. Blah blah blah. I'm still in the stock. I haven't gotten out as yet. I'm struggling. I'm pressing every hotkey to get out. I finally get out. Finally got out. And when I got out for $195 flat. Exactly, actually. Now, this was actually fucking, if I'm being honest, this was terrifying. This was terrifying. As you can imagine, this is my first time trying a strategy, testing a strategy to see if it works. And it did work, but then I got stuck. And look at this shit, man. This shit is moving by $1. This shit is moving by whole dollars. Look at the spread, bro. The spread, look at the spread. The spread is, it closed up here. But if you go back when it just opened, the spread was a whole fucking dollar, bro. The spread was a whole dollar apart. Look at this. 14.56 and 15.45. This is dumb. This is actually retarded. Like, this is dangerous, right? I'm just glad I was in the stock prior to this actually happening. It still affected me, But I'm just glad I was actually I was already in the stock, you know what I mean? Because if I tried to press the buy button right now with this type of volume, who knows where I would have gone filled, right? But that was a trade that I took, and we ended up making, like I said, $159 on it. These other two trades, they're not important, and the reason I say that is because I was just trying to fix my hotkeys. I decided, man, I'm gonna fix this shit right now because I don't want to get messed up again. So I ended up taking some one share trades, literally one share, just to try and fix and figure out my hotkey. You can see right here, I traded one share and one share. They were both winners. I didn't make anything on them. It made sense. But taking these trades, I was able to pretty much fix my hotkey. So this shouldn't happen again. Hopefully, right? But that's pretty much the trades that I took and the strategy that I was believing in and working on based off previous data, previous history. This is the website that I'm using to grab the information for after hours. So it'll show you the after hours close here, and use this data to your advantage. Do what you want to do, create your own strategy, whatever. But this is where I took the data from to make the decision that I was going to take that trade overnight, and that's what we did. So I hope this video provided some insight. Feel free to comment, feel free to like, share, subscribe. And one more thing I'll say is, typically I traded 100 shares, default, always traded 100 shares. I didn't this time around because, as you can see, bro, this stock was so volatile. Like, imagine being 100 shares in, right? Imagine being 100 shares in and being down from when it gapped down. It opened at 14. I entered at 14.80. Imagine it gapped down 80 cents at 100 shares. You're down $80 immediately, right? Like, that's terrifying. On top of that, you have a $1 spread. So your spread is gonna pretty much make you even more negative, right? But usually I always traded 100 shares default. But because of how volatile this thing was moving, I said I'm not gonna take that risk. And I didn't take the risk, right? But if I did trade it 100 shares, you can imagine the profit would have been double. It would have been $400 instead of $195, But I'm glad we were able to do that. That's a big improvement on the account, and we're gonna try using this strategy again over and over and over, and just try to do what we can, man. Just try to make some money and grow the account and be a stock trader like everybody else. Be successful, But thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys are doing good. I'll see you tomorrow. If I get another good trade, I'll make another video. But thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.